Hello, good morning, dear students. How are you? I'm great. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to get back after my vacation of a week, and I hope you enjoyed the IELTS class. Today, we are here in the IELTS class, IELTS speaking. I have selected a specific set of speaking from IELTS 18, I think. Yeah, okay. So in this lesson, we will be talking about how to be fluent and how to respond questions in your speaking test. You know very well in IELTS speaking there are how many parts? There are three different parts: part 1, part 2, and part 3. Okay, normally part 1 is a very basic. Why? In the sense that you'll be asked very simple questions on very general and common topics. Common topics means the topics are of everyday life situations. Okay, and in part 2, this is an independent long run session. Or independent means you'll be given just a topic and you'll prepare, so to speak, and present in front of the exam, isn't it? And likewise in part 3, what you will do? Yes, you'll be asked some abstract questions by the examiner, and you'll try to express your opinions, your ideas, your experiences. Sometimes if you already experienced about that particular subject. Okay, all right. Now let's see. I will give you some ideas how to respond to the questions. Okay, now let's see. The topic, the first topic is paying bills. Okay, the questions are, now let's see, I want you to see the questions. First of all, it's really very important before you start your speaking test. It's very important or significant for you to understand the question. Let's see the first question: what kind of bills do you have to pay? What kinds of, look at what kinds of, what do you understand by this? What kind of means what type of, what sort of, right? Bills. I think you have to pay different types of bill, right? So you should think of those kind. Then you have to start speaking. First of all, you can think about the electricity bills, water bills, telephone bills, Wi-Fi bills. So you can, in general, you can say, okay, but very important thing is to continue to speak. Some students are more likely to end up with just a few sentences, just one or two sentences, like, what kind of bills do you have to pay? I have to pay. I have to pay many bills, like telephone bills. This way, I think this is not a good idea to say. How will you say? How will you respond? Indeed, or definitely, I am supposed. Don't say I have to, because it will be just replication. So indeed, I need to pay different types of bills at my home. For example, I pay telephone bills every month. Likewise, I also pay the electricity bills, water bills, Wi-Fi bills, and so on. Paying bills on time is really a crucial part of our home. Paying bill on time can help us reduce some price of the bills. I always pay the bills on time. I really love paying the bills on time. You need to elaborate the answers this way. Okay. Next, next question is, how do you usually pay your bills, in cash or another method? Why? How do you pay your bills? Not used to. If you use used to, then used to actually refers to the past. The question is not about past. How do you usually pay the bills?
I usually pay bill through online, like mobile banking, make it more easier and convenient.
Okay.
Paying bills, so I prefer online method nowadays.
Yes. Bill payment. It's obvious that bill payment these days has been much easier because of many options. Normally, here is usually, don't use the same, okay? I normally pay my bills through online payment or QR payment because I feel it is more convenient. I need not carry any cash in my wallet or in my pocket. I can just make the payment instantly wherever I am. This has been really easier for me. I normally pay my bills by online payment or QR. I do not use cash these days. Okay, like there are some other methodologies of making payment, like card payment. You know, card, credit card or debit card. These days, payments that can be made by the card is also very common. However, for me, paying the bills through QR payment or online payment is very comfortable, very convenient, and that's why I usually or I normally make payment through online payment. That's it. Is it? All right. Now, have you ever forgotten to pay a bill? Why? Why not? So this question is a bit different. Here, this question talks about the methodology, the manner of payment. How? Okay. But this question is different. Like, have you ever forgotten to pay a bill? This talks about your experience, whether you have experienced or forgetting the bill payment or not. Then you have to show your experiences. Most probably, you might have forgotten. Yes. Have you ever Yes. Truly speaking, I have forgotten to make payments or to pay the bills a couple of times. Then you have to give a specific reference. Like once I forgot to make the payment of Wi-Fi bill on time. It crossed almost 15 days. Then I first got notice from the Wi-Fi company. Wi-Fi company asked me to pay to make the payment as quickly as possible. However, because of some circumstances, I got it was 1 month before I made the payment. They actually they actually turned off. They turned down, or you can say they actually cut off the Wi-Fi supply in my house. This was really a bad experience of forgetting making the payments or paying the bills on time. Likewise, I have another experience of forgetting the payment of water bill or electricity bill. Really, I've got that kind of experience. Once I forgot to make the payment of electricity bills and the power supply to my company was cut, and I physically visited the electricity office and made the cash payment and requested them and fill one request form to reconnect my electricity supply, and I did that. So you can say that experience, genuine experience in front of the exam, I think that might be very good. Okay, really this has happened to me. Once I forgot to pay the electricity bill of a month. I think it was more than 2 months. I did not make the payment of the electricity bills. That's why they cut the power supply to my company. And I visited to physically visited the electricity office and then made the payment. That's all. Okay, next one. Is there anything you could do to make your bill cheaper? Oh, see, is there? It is. Is that it's about the ways, it's about the option, how we can make our bills cheaper. What do you say about this question? Is there anything you could do?
And sometimes we can ask for discount.
Okay, you can ask for a discount or asking, then you can start answering this question. I believe or I think there can be or we could do many things to make sure that our bills are cheaper or to make our bills cheaper. For example, you can say, for example, we can bargain. I think bargaining for some discount would be the first idea to reduce the price or to make our bills cheaper. Some people or some companies are okay and they get ready to reduce the prices if we bargain. What happens if we don't bargain? I think they are not going to reduce any small fraction of the prices, right? And I think another idea, what I could do would be, what I could do, another idea, what I would do, or what I could do would be
Paying
to,
bills on time.
oh yes, paying the bills before the time, because some companies have already prescribed their code of conduct or their 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 schemes, yes, reading those schemes and making the payments according to their schemes can help us reduce the price of the bills to some extent. Yes, another would be, what would be some other ideas of reducing our bills? Making payment on time or before the time, before the deadline is absolutely a nice idea to reduce the price of that. And bargaining with them is also a good idea. And likewise, what would be another idea? I think you can say, I think no, I think there can be some other, like making payments through some online platforms. For example, if you make payment through Khalti or like e-seva, you know, a debit card, or using a particular debit card of a particular bank, for example, Prabhu Bank or NIC Bank, or because they have kind of association with the specific banks. If you use the particular medium or mode of the payment of that company, I think we get some discount. I think this could be the possible way how we could reduce the price bills of the. Okay, so in part one, you do not need to give long answers, but you must make sure to continue to speak, regardless of what the subject matter would be. It's really important to continue. You should sound fluent, as if you are sharing your experiences, as if you are sharing your ideas, or maybe your imagination, or maybe something like that. Make sure that you sound fluent in part one.
How many sentences we should speak in part one?
Okay, if you have any questions with regards to part one, speaking part one, you can ask me. How many sentences should we speak? Our question was how many sentences? There's no any fixed rule how many sentences you should speak in part one. You can speak as many sentences as you like, but I think definitely if you speak long sentences or if you speak too long, you'll be asked another question. The examiner will ask you another. Until the examiner asks you another question, you can continue to speak. And it's very important for you to continue to speak before the examiner asks you another question. For example, like you can say, have you ever forgotten to pay a bill? Honestly speaking, I have forgotten to pay some bills a couple of times. For example, once I forgot, you can share your experiences, making sure that you speak fluently. Okay, you have any questions? What is your problem here in part one? What's your problem in part one, please? Can you tell me your problem in part one? Any problem in part one?
So some instructor, as we see in video, they say that don't say too long answer. Just
Yeah, no need to say too long answer. I also don't say you speak too long answer in part one, because part one is a very basic conversation. Okay, like you can, but you cannot just respond like yes, no question. Do you like fruits? Yes, I like fruits. It's not like that, because even if it is part one of the IELTS speaking test, please be informed or understand that this is a speaking test. It is a language test. It is an English language test where you need to show the ability of your speaking, where you need to show that you are confident in speaking, isn't it? No matter, the question is very simple. Like you can say, for example, okay, I ask you another question, other than this. Okay, like, do you like fruits? Yes, I like fruits. I like fruits. Oh, is this the speaking test? Oh my God. Now, you should say, yes, I do. I love fruits. Eating fruit, eating different types of fruits on regular basis is my favorite habit. I eat different types of fruits such as papaya, apples, banana, grapes. These days, grapes are available in the market. I normally go to the open market and buy nicer and nicest grapes and bring them home. I eat grapes. I love grapes. I love eating grapes. Likewise, I also love eating papaya. Papayas are very good for health. If we continue eating fruits every day, I think we can maintain our good health. So then the examiner will ask another question. The main important thing is to continue to speak, okay? Whether you are able to continue to speak or not, that's important in part one. Okay? Got it? Questions are very simple. For example, do you do you drink coffee or tea? I drink coffee. Coffee? Oh no, I like coffee. No, that's not. Then why you should, do you drink coffee? Then you should say, do you drink coffee or a tea? Well, I should say, I drink coffee every day. Drinking coffee is my habit. I love drinking coffee in the morning without sugar. Okay? Drinking coffee without sugar every day is really good for health. Once you drink coffee, or once I drink, you can share your experience. So once I drink coffee without sugar, I feel refreshed. I think, like drinking coffee always makes me more active and I get into my works. This has become a habit. I love drinking coffee. My mom, that's why my mother makes coffee without sugar every day before I leave. Before I take my breakfast, I always drink coffee without sugar. This is really a good for my health. You should elaborate more. You should justify your choice or the absence. Okay. Similarly, if you simply can do this thing, if you simply can continue to speak on these questions in part one, that's more than enough. Nothing more than that. Okay. Just to what? Continue to speak. Continue to speak, no matter the question is simple or complex, no matter the question is open or closed. Got it? Thank you very much. Dear students, if you think this video is really helpful for you, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. And if you want to get the best course in IELTS, PT, IELTS General Training, UKVI, Life Skill A1 or B1, or if you wanna learn and speak English fluently, please you can join BBC Global Education, Butwal, Milantok, or Pilotama MoneyGram. You can contact below. Thank you.